I've never seen any artist drop 3 albums in one day. You got Iceman, you got Maid of Honor, and you got, what's the last one in?
Habidity. I think it's Habidity. Hey, yo, just tell me how to say it.
What's your feeling and opinion about that right now?
This was his most anticipated album.
Why do you think this is his most anticipated one?
It was.
Okay, so there's so many subliminals in it. So when you really start thinking about it, right, you be like, oh, okay, Drake. Okay. You're back to playing chess again.
Thanks, man!
Let's go. Said it's your boy, P Original. Mr. Influential, hot topic conversation, stimulate your mental. 2 cool brothers, same father, same mother. If you're looking for a show like this, you'll never find another. Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast, so come on. Yeah, so it's the Porch Podcast. Yeah, so it's the Porch Podcast, so come on. Yeah, so it's the Porch Podcast. Let's go.
Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy, DJ E, Mr. Influential. I'm rocking with my man.
The original, baby. Same person I've always been.
With my brother, man, P Original, baby.
We here, man. You know, as we say each and every week, you know that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate you. New week.
New episode.
Absolutely.
There we go. Right out the gate.
We're going to do that. Right. We're going to.
Was it toast right out the
toast.
Gate?
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You didn't forget who I was, did you?
Nah.
And my man. It's like he just remembered he was doing the podcast or something.
My brother, my man.
My mellow.
P
That's
Original.
coming next. Yeah, that's it. The original one, brother. Yeah, man. So, you know how we do, man. First and foremost, we got to check with each other. How your week been, brother?
It's been great.
Good.
That's all I'm going to say. It's great. It's great because I've been breathing. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Listen,
Yeah,
if there's a few things just to celebrate on their own.
Right. Just to be able to take a breath.
Absolutely. To be able to be here to be asked the question, how's your week been?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No. I get it. I can dig it. That's what's up. Mine too, man. You know what I mean? It's been pretty cool. Wife, you know, my daughter celebrated her birthday. So I want to shout out, you know, my daughter Link. You know what I mean? Happy birthday. Getting older, you know what I mean? 23 now. Yeah. Time is rolling. You know what I'm saying? Time is rolling. I looked at some of them old pictures and I was just like, you know, I'm not going to ask where did the time go because it don't stand still for nobody, but just wanted to shout you out. So her and her mother went out of town and went to Florida.
Oh.
You know, she's a big Disney adult now.
Yeah.
Started off a Disney kid, now she's a Disney adult.
Right.
You know what I mean? She loves it there.
One of my coworkers want to retire and work at Disney World.
Okay.
Because he love it like that.
Okay. And like I said, you know, some people just, they start young and they continue the process. It's just something that goes into their later years and all that. So they had a good time. You know, once again, celebrated that. Went to dinner and all that kind of stuff once they got back in town. That was on Sunday.
Yeah.
Me and my youngest daughter, you know, we was here. We made it work.
Yeah.
You know, she has a super busy schedule.
Busy.
So we was able to cover all that kind of stuff. And other than that, brother, here we are with a new week. Right. You know what I mean?
And a new episode.
And a new episode, exactly.
Yes,
so that's how my week went, man. Let me just give you a quick quote of the day.
Go ahead, give me that quote of the day.
The secret of happiness is freedom. And the secret of freedom is courage.
Yeah.
Okay? That's by Carrie Jones. Once again, the secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom is courage. Interestingly enough, you know, I talked to you a couple of days ago, man. You know, kind of a big deal situation took place, in my opinion, in the entertainment world.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen this before, personally. You know what I mean? I've never seen any artist drop 3 albums in one day.
Right.
Never seen that. So for me, there it is. You know, when you talk to him, he get like you can't move. You got to almost sit like this because he'll catch your hands and he's or nothing. He just starts. Yeah,
I'm just telling you that I'm focused on the conversation.
That's not what you was doing.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what you was doing when you just started going. You weren't even talking.
I'm already
Why would
listening
you just do
to
that?
you, and I'm telling you to the fact that I even see this.
They see you lying.
That's not lying.
That's not why you did your hands like
the
you
key
was
to
imitating
happiness
me.
is freedom.
Yeah.
And the key to freedom is courage.
Right.
By Carrie who?
Jones. That's fine.
Right?
That means
then
that you were
said
listening.
you never seen an episode. An artist.
You're not even doing with your hands now what I was doing then. That's how I know you was lying.
You never seen an artist drop 3 albums.
I know. I'm so glad that you see the lie. Like,
I'm not lying.
Okay, all right, cool. So
I'm locked in. I'm focused.
Okay, so that's impressive to me. I've never seen that before. Drake put out 3 albums for those who don't know, and if you don't know, you just don't. Everybody isn't aware of those things or has an interest in them. But he put out 3 albums. Me and E can clearly say 2 of them. You know, you got Iceman, you got Maid of Honor, and you got, what's the last one, E?
Habibity. I think it's Habibity. Hey, yo, just tell me how to say it.
And that's the DJ.
Habibity.
And that's the DJ.
Habibity.
That's the DJ. So let me listen.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Let's cut to the heart of what we want to talk about in this situation, right? You know, first off, you know, have you had a chance to listen to him? I would hope so.
Somewhat, not all of them.
So you've heard? Have you heard all of Iceman?
Pretty much.
Okay. What's your feeling and opinion about that right now?
It's all right. It's not. I understand. It's exactly what I thought it would be. I could put it to you like that.
Okay.
I think what it was is when Drake drops an album, and this was his most anticipated album.
Okay. Why do you think that was? Why do you think that? Why do you think this is his most anticipated one?
It was just to the point.
I mean, I'm not questioning.
No. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
One,
sure.
because number one, it's just address the elephant in the room because it's the first album coming from the year
after everything transpired
with him and Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what that was about.
Okay.
To the point, it started to become a question that you can actually put a bet on. Was Iceman coming out before May? Was Iceman coming out before June? Because they was trying to figure out what the release date was going to be.
Oh, okay.
For Iceman. To the point one time, he had a big block of ice sitting somewhere and said that, you know, he was going to announce the release date
that's genius.
of it.
Genius.
And people literally...
Where did you make that bet at? Where could you make that bet?
When the album was coming out?
Yes.
On Cowshy.
Now, just imagine the concept that you got to be willing to deal with in terms of marketing, right?
Right.
Mindset. You get a big block of ice. I didn't see it. This is what you're telling me.
Yeah. You say a big block of ice.
And this block of ice is signaling what?
And he was saying that the answer to the release date
is inside the ice?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And people literally started to go out there with their phones. And they had to put a sign up like, don't touch the ice, it's very cold, or you could fall. Like, you know, they don't want a lawsuit because he took a picture, was saying once they were supposed to be in an undisclosed location, but when they found out. You know what I mean?
Is there anything that's really undisclosed at this point that hits the internet?
So he did something like that. So the anticipation, he said that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I knew that what he's doing on this album, coming out shots firing, because of the fact that he felt like the entire industry had turned against him.
It took me more, like, you know, when you first hit it, when you first hit it. Whatever it is. It all depends on how you hit it. You know what I mean?
Guess what?
Yeah.
Plus don't.
Oh. You want to be freaky tonight with this conversation. Okay. I messed up and you capitalized on it. Kind of like some people in the industry. Right? But in this situation, I want to talk about the fact that he was smart enough to. The ice thing, I just heard that. I never heard that the entire time. People were actually betting and that it was inside of the ice when it was actually going to be.
So I don't think they like watched it for days and nothing like that.
Yes.
But I don't know because I stopped looking. But I know that he posted, like, he was standing in front of a block of ice and was pretty much hinting that the release date was inside there.
Okay.
But it was stuff like that was making it topics where you can actually put on there, will it release before this? You can bet on that.
How phenomenal is this? And just think about that. You got a person that...
He said phenomenal, too. Right?
Well, he made 3 albums.
Yeah.
So the block of ice is signifying what, just for one Iceman?
Well, first of all, I don't think anybody knew he was dropping.
Let's do what I'm talking about doing. Phenomenal. Once again, they don't even know it's 3 albums. You think you betting on 1.
Right.
Got 3. which that's mind-blowing within itself because you never see that happen. But the fact that it's so heavily anticipated that people will put real money on a block of ice melting. That will
No. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It's not you putting the money on the block of ice. That was just a marketing thing. It was just
on the date.
Just knowing what was the release date going to be before May.
So the ice, it really wasn't inside of the ice.
I don't know.
I got you.
You was able to bet on it before the ice.
It was bigger than that.
Yeah.
It was bigger than the ice.
I'm just using those two as an example.
And that only made sense because one of the joints called Iceman?
Yeah. That's all it was.
Right.
It was
okay. So, yeah, because it didn't, yeah, okay.
But what I'm saying to you
I think it was genius.
No, but what I'm saying to you is you were able, all the way back in like February, like, will Iceman be released before April?
Yeah, okay.
Will it be released before May?
Okay.
And then as you get closer, June.
And they said that.
It was
Iceman. But the other two albums weren't even mentioned. It's going to swing us into a different conversation. It's going to swing it to it. But before we get into that different conversation,
right?
You got a favorite track so far on it? On Iceman specifically.
What was the one we was
Make Them Pay.
Make Them Pay. That's the one.
I think that's the one.
I think what it is with me, because I like when people actually are spitting and saying something, and I'm not saying that I don't like other music, but you know, we come from what we call the boom bap era. Even though that wasn't your traditional boom bap song.
Okay.
Just the fact that it's a beat that you could actually flow.
It's a boom bap song. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't want to pretend I know what you're talking about.
Boom bap Primo made a lot of boom bap type sounds. Like think of Superstar.
Yep.
Think of Living Proof.
Okay, so that's an example of boom bap type of move.
Or
you
better watch your step.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they would consider boom bap.
I understand boom bap now.
Right.
Okay, all right, cool.
So because if you think about all those type of songs that was coming out back then, we loved them.
Sure, I still love it now.
So like I said, we came from the boom bap culture.
Okay, the era culture.
But that part of hip hop. But once you come and listen to Iceman, you know you're not hearing that, and that's not even a boom bap song, Make 'Em Pay, but it's like the first beat that it's like doom doom doom. Like you would, if you were still rapping, you would want to rap off.
And when that Minnie Rippleton?
I believe so.
Free?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe it's her.
Minnie Rippleton, I believe so.
So it's so many subliminals in it, right? And we can understand it. So later on, when you realize that the 3 albums actually fulfills the obligation of what he owed to
UMG, Universal Music Group.
UMG. Okay. When you understand that and you think about this song, Make Them Pay, and in the hook, Free. Listen, I know we sometimes get caught up in this thing, especially when it comes to like rap beef situations.
Even him, he sings it.
He sings it.
Yeah.
So when you really start thinking about it, right, you be like, oh, okay, Drake. Okay. You're back to playing chess again. Because I think when everything transpired, obviously, with, you know, they not like us and all that kind of stuff, it's almost like, did you see that episode? It was a interview one time where Sway was interviewing Jay-Z. And he said, the only thing I never saw coming was Ether. Just like generally. Like I almost feel like that was the kind of situation that took place with Drake in that situation with Kendrick. This is why I think he makes a statement. Is that in that Beat Baby E, or is it in that Make Them Pay? Oh, it's in Make Them Pay when he was talking about like forget a big 3. There was too many chefs in the kitchen anyway. So it's just like, wow, you know, even in this situation when he's talking about that, that's more industry exposure. Like what y'all was trying to do with that wasn't even good for the culture. That wasn't even good for the joint.
It almost sounds like
he's just putting it all out there,
it
man.
It almost sounds like UMG made him do it.
When you say made him do it, do you mean like they
influenced that because they've been
by their actions, or they said something to him?
They already been somewhere. I don't know. That's a good question, but I think they might have said something to him. They think music sales are down. Hip hop is down at this time. We need y'all to get into something.
Oh, you talking about okay? When everything first kicked off,
they needed a bird and magic.
Okay,
because they've been taking subliminal shots at each other all the time.
Okay,
you got to realize the history that one of Kendrick's first tour was Drake taking him on tour with him.
You never felt during that whole time when it was first happening. Once again, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. Similar, but not exactly the same. I think Drake was blindsided. I think UMG made them have the thing where it was going to be a little bit more competitive.
Right.
But when you start seeing things like lawsuits come into play, legal things like that, I almost feel like he was like, hey, yo, okay, when I came to the meeting, it was like, yo, we going to say this and we going to make it, you know. I give you an example that's like, I mean, you can draw from anything. Like, you think about like when T.I. brought out Let 'Em Know. The timing of it almost looked like it was immediately a response back to 50 from the situation of them not doing the verses together. But when you start thinking about it, when you heard Let 'Em Know, didn't that still sound like T.I.?
Yeah.
It sounded like the old T.I. It didn't sound like a mad T.I. It sounded like he was just talking to, I'm letting them know. You know what I mean? Like even the joint you've been playing lately or whatever, Mr. Him is here.
Yeah.
Like that all still sound like T.I. When I heard Iceman, bro, just in my opinion, he sounded like somebody who sat back and said, you know what? Okay. I've been too nice. It's even a part of it where he kind of explains that. Because I think he was hurt by a lot of other people.
He was.
In the entertainment space and in other places too. Like, wow, y'all took this position. Y'all took this position on this situation. So I almost looked at Iceman when I first heard it was like an altered ego or a different persona. Like he was actually saying, I'm not going to keep being Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I'm going to say all of this stuff that I felt when I felt betrayed or I felt like I wasn't being, you know, like you jumped on this side. These are people that you was cool, like you was cool with me. And you jumped right over there when Not Like Us and all that other stuff was going on. Like there's some people that he was talking to, DeMar DeRozan, you know what I mean? Talking about the situation with LeBron. You know, there's a couple lines that he was saying, what he was saying about Jay-Z. And I know people feel some type of way about that. You know what I mean? Oh, man, you know, now you're not messing with Drake, Jay-Z, just that. Let me tell you something, man. If a man feels offended by what took place in something, a man is supposed to say that. He's supposed to speak his mind. He's supposed to let it be known exactly what he's thinking about. That means ain't nobody too big to have a conversation about. Ain't nobody so big that they in the rap game that's, oh, don't say that. No, if you did something wrong, I'm saying something about you too.
What's crazy is, though, people forget that with Future, Future actually was having the issue. And Future is on the album. They pieced theirs up. But Future's actually on the album.
Right. Which, to me, once again, chess. I'm going to show you how much bigger I am not allowing the industry to determine who I'm going to move around, how I'm going to do the things that I want to do. It's not. I had a little bit of an issue with Future. You said Future.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him on the album. Ain't a bunch of features, bro.
They started to be first. Y'all remember Kendrick when he said, after Big Three is only Big Meat? That was on Future's song.
Yeah, but I love the fact that
on the hook, Future's talking about Drake the entire hook, but they fixed their little few. It says I googled it just now to see, but they fixed theirs because theirs was more, I think, over a female. To be honest with
you,
so something a little easier.
Whatever the reason is, they fixed it.
Yeah. Well, even
they did what they needed to do for business,
right?
Whether they ever. Because I don't know the basis or the strength of their relationship anyway.
Me neither.
They may turn around and say, we don't have no business, we don't have no relationship outside of this. We made a song together. Like
we made a couple albums together, but that don't mean we chill like that.
I think that's the biggest misconception that a lot of these celebrities and people that we see, like they regular friends like you are with your homies. Like they can't be cool with everybody like that.
Yeah.
It's almost virtually impossible. You don't even travel in the same circles other than being both entertainers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, man, you know what I mean? Your boy how's he my boy? He's a rapper, I'm a rapper. Yeah. We were at the awards together. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Certain things. Yeah, I get but I think that was smart. That was smart.
But what it is just because everybody's in the same room.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they all gonna link together. And
that's a fact.
Just being, first of all, I was talking to you about this recently, just whatever you're into, when you hang around these same people that are into the same thing as you.
Yeah.
that's how the culture remains alive and it grows.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I recently
Sure.
was watching The Get Down on Netflix, right? Which is a great story about hip hop. I know you probably watched it some years back. It's almost been a decade since it came out. It had the dude that had Shaolin Fantastic, the dude that's playing Breeze on.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? And he was in the karate, and,
Yeah.
he was a DJ, and he
Yeah.
was rapping.
Yeah.
So it was based upon hip hop back in the 70s in the Bronx and all that. But when you really look at that whole thing, once it went off, it was a neighborhood thing first, and then all the neighborhoods band together when they didn't want them to make actually Rappers Delight, because they wanted them to do it and they didn't want to do it. They wanted them to really do, but then they ended up getting some people out of the pizza shop. Them dudes worked in the pizza shop and everything that made Rappers Delight.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
And made them make it what they call a novelty record, because they wanted hip hop to stay a cultural thing. Not saying they ain't never want to get paid for it, but it was their thing. They didn't want it to get commercial and what it may turn into now, where it's at nowadays. But you know, the world, the powers that be, once they see something that could be profitable, they're going to make money from it.
Oh yeah. I mean, in
what I'm saying?
controversy always moves faster than positivity, unfortunately.
Right. But making that statement and saying is, it grew, the growth of hip hop came from them banding together anyway.
Yeah.
So like you just said, even though somebody may be around the
him and
same
Future.
circle,
Oh yeah, just in general.
don't
yeah.
mean that they actually going to hang out with each other
Sure.
all the time.
Sure.
But we know each other because of this business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got a relationship with him. I say that's my man, but
Yeah.
but I got a better relationship with them.
Yeah.
So the people that I feel like he had better relationships with, and I think Future is, in my opinion, I think he is one of those people. You know what I mean? Or the situation, you know, it still doesn't mean that they fixed it back completely, you know. But you know, that's just how I see it.
Yeah, I think when you get to a certain, level in whatever form of entertainment that you're in, I think you understand that your emotions and your movements have to be different because you're at said level.
Right.
Right. A lot of the stuff that we actually see, some of these guys actually do, we understand after a while, it's like, are they doing it for likes? Are they doing it for clout chasing? Are they doing it, to market and promote things?
Right.
Because like I said, even the example I used with the situation with T.I. and 50. 50 slid out of the equation fast. It wasn't because, 50 didn't want no smoke, this, that, and the third. It wasn't about that. It was about the fact that really T.I. was going to put out this last project anyway because he called it his last project, his last album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, does that mean there's no more rap, period? We don't know.
Yeah.
But on the surface, it looked like 50 said something, it pissed T.I. off, and then he came back and let him know.
Yeah.
That album was coming out regardless.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that what we do is we get caught up in the shenanigans of sorts on certain things, and we start to try to tie things together, make it beef, make it tough, business or whatever. I listened to Iceman, and what I heard once again, because I don't listen to a whole lot of whole albums, but I thought that it was impressive that he put out 3. Me and you already discussed that we kind of feel like the Maid of Honor joint is probably going to have more commercial tracks and stuff like that on there. Timbaland said the one that's going to go is that one.
I don't know the name of it, but we was just listening to.
Yeah, we was like beat that beat baby joint, right?
Yeah.
Beat baby.
Beep beep baby.
Whatever the name of that joint is, he was like, remember I said that first. Remember OG told you that first.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying when everything was happening with the whole thing with him and Kendrick, Drake to me just need to go and make Drake music.
Mm-hmm.
He just need to go and make Drake music. Now it's a situation where he got these albums out and you listen to Iceman, and it makes you think like, oh, he ain't playing with nobody.
It's called Janice.
Well, that joint right there, you know what I mean? Like
Janice, shut the fuck up. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
STF.
So I'm personally happy to see him making the music. But here's where I'm going with the whole concept dealing with the 3 albums. We know that it was a situation that he was finishing up, wrapping up whatever his album obligation was to UMG. Mm-hmm. I want to know where he goes next.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, we all on the move, y'all. I got something for y'all today that's going to make you go wow when you see it. I got something that, because you got to travel anyway, you're on the move, whether it's business or leisure or whatever it may be, right here. Right here. Super dope bag from a super dope company called Ugly Duckling. Makes men and women apparel, you know, top-notch stuff, quality stuff. Let me stop talking about it and let y'all see the bag. That's really what you want to see anyway, right? First off, can we talk about how I come in a nice little netted bag here? You know what I mean? I think that's pretty good. Logo on the front right here, Ugly Duckling. Can we look at the quality of the stitching? Look at the stitching, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now you check this out. You see how you got the white, the swan? Yeah, that's nice, right? We're going to take our time. We're going to turn around and hit it with this right here. Bam! See that on the back? They ain't spare no expense. Bam! Look at this in the back. Huh? 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 I didn't put that on there. That's part of it, bruh. That's part of it. That's part of what it comes with. Look at the style. They want to make you... Ugly Duckling. Oh, Ugly Duckling. Yeah, that's who made this right here. Yeah, uglyduckling.com. Oh, yeah, got this. And a whole bunch of other stuff. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I ain't gonna keep no secrets from y'all when I find a company that do it right. Huh? It's only right that I share this with y'all. So you make sure, if you in the market right now for some top quality apparel, i.e. look at my young vet salute, Jersey Cat apparel, and now, Ugly Duckling. Make sure y'all go check them out, man. Check that website out. I'm telling y'all, man. You're gonna love it. All right? That's all I got to say about that. But make sure y'all go to today for this bag and all the other super dope stuff they got. Y'all be good. I got a trip I'm on. I see y'all later. Get y'all bag. I got mine. Peace, man. Woo.
Now, my question that I do want to ask you in terms of the situation, make them pay. Who do you think the first person is that's going to respond?
He's going at some big people, and I think nobody's going to really respond. And I'm going to tell you why. Kendrick could be one person that may consider it, but for what? Because he's already won that battle. So even at this time in the battle stages of it, I don't even think that Drake is doing this. They're going to market it as he wants them to respond. He's ready for them if they respond. But I think even in his mind, he don't think they're going to actually happen. It's just like the same thing when Ja Rule did Clap Back.
Mm-hmm. The beat hit, though.
The beat hit, but it was nothing wrong with the song. It was just too late. It just didn't matter anymore. This don't matter.
So is Iceman? Let me ask you that. Then that's a good question too. Did Iceman come out when it should have? I mean, it's kind of hard to ask that question because it did. When Iceman came out when it did. But if Iceman would have came out maybe a year ago, how would you have felt about it then?
No, I have nothing against it. I think that they feel like it wasn't about the timing thing. I don't think it's just because it was too late. It just doesn't matter. That part. Okay, for example, when you think of the Nas and Jay-Z battle?
Yes.
They always talk about Takeover and Ether, like it wasn't other diss tracks that were made after that.
Yeah, like Super Ugly and all that. Right?
Super Ugly, and then Nas, I was Scarface. Jay was Manolo.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt me when I had to kill him and his whole squad for Dolo. Like nobody cared anymore though. They felt like the highlight had already happened.
Yeah.
So the highlight is really over. Like nobody is going to. They'll look and say, y'all battling again?
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you.
So I think it's done. Like I think the battle's done. But I'm Drake. I'm going to respond because I'm still Drake, right? Number one.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong for responding. I want to be free off this label.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go out with a banger. We know how we're gonna market it. Iceman, which means I'm being cold right now doing this. But at the same time, I'm gonna drop these two other albums. One is an R&B soul album, actually. That had to have
Talk that talk.
Yeah, that's what that is. And then the other one is more of the, like we were saying, you're gonna see on the movies,
more
and commercials and all that.
Movies, like you said.
You're gonna hear it on. It's top.
He
40.
made 3 albums, bro.
Right.
Like you just said, R&B. What was the thing? R&B soul type of joint.
One of them is an R&B. However you say hybridity, and it means my love, my dear, something like that.
So that's R&B soul joint. He dropped an R&B soul joint.
That's what it's labeled as.
Okay. He dropped Iceman, which is clearly people calling that the diss album. They kind of like labeling that. I don't think it's just that, but I think it is a lot of that on there.
Of course.
Or a lot of addressing issues. You can call it diss if you want, but a lot of addressing how he felt about things that happened to him. So I don't know if it's really a diss. I'm talking about how I feel people did me in that situation.
Which lines, that's what I'm saying, which lines is so hard that a person say, that was crazy. It's none. That's why a lot of them was going over our heads because we
not about dissing, but that joint about Dubai.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah. I'm talking about
or the thing he said about Jalen Hurts. Like, no, there's bars. I know what you're saying.
No,
but like
I'm talking about dissing bars.
Diss bars. Okay.
Yeah, which ones were actually hard? No, he was spitting some shit.
Oh, listen, National Treasures. He was talking crazy to him.
Yeah.
That joint. Go ahead. I'm listening to you, bro. Yeah.
But really sitting here and you think about it. What bar? But it's just the way that they have to sell the hype.
Yeah.
Now, is he taking subs at people? Yes. Is he naming everybody? If you can't break down the bars, you don't know. So when they do that, why even respond? You see what I'm saying? So let's just think about it. It's just like when Jay said to Cam, live from the Mercer, run up on you wrong, you might hurt you. He said, what he said, political refugees, asylum could be purchased. He was talking to Cam because at the time, Cam had just got distribution from asylum.
Yeah, no question.
Right?
Yeah, no question.
And they were diplomats. But he called them political refugees. Asylum could be purchased. Like, I could still go over there and buy asylum and still be your boss. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you have that.
But see, to me, that's direct.
Because he never – no, but we didn't know until Cam said it.
Direct in a sense, maybe we didn't know the who.
Yeah, right.
But what he's saying,
right?
Is,
it's a direct message.
Yeah, he's saying something to somebody, even if we didn't know who the person was.
That's my point. But so Cam never responded back to that because he didn't know he was talking to him.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? A lot of these people,
is that the case though, or maybe because
Cam knew. He pointed it out on his show.
Okay,
that's the way I found out.
So he didn't know, then he found out, but then he just chose not to respond.
No, he knew when he heard the song.
He just chose not to respond.
He chose not to respond.
Okay, see.
Because the industry don't even know that he's talking to me. I know he's talking to me. That's what it is.
Okay.
So what I'm saying to you is...
I mean, it's a choice anyway.
Yeah, it's a choice. I mean? But what I'm saying to you is a lot of these subs that Drake are throwing, we don't know who they talking to. It's speculation.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
But once
can put
again,
some together...
I think the guy who got hit is just talking about how he felt after he was hit.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's why I said when people make the album or this album, I think that if I'm just telling you,
when you say that.
Of course.
That's all.
The controversy element of it, we already know is going to be more marketable. But when you say a diss album, you might not even hear the other good music because you're only searching for the disses. You're only searching for that. This is why I keep saying it's a genius, because you're saying that third album, the one with an H we keep tearing the name up for, is being labeled as an R&B soul album.
If you go inside the streaming sites, just like the ones you can catch all the episodes of the Porch Podcast streaming on.
No question.
And you look at the albums, so let's go to Drake. So we're going to look at Iceman, okay? Iceman, Drake. Right underneath it says hip-hop/rap.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when you go to it says Habibti. I'm gonna say Habibti. Okay. R&B and soul.
Okay.
That's what that one says.
What Maid of Honor say?
And Maid of Honor might still say hip hop rap in a sense. Maid of Honor hip-hop/rap because he's still rapping.
But when you listen to it,
it's more commercial rap.
We not commercial movies.
Marketing.
It's
stores.
Definitely stores.
Beach bar.
No question. Mm-hmm. I gather all of what you're talking about. When me and you ain't know we was going to say that when we had that conversation.
No, we didn't.
We was like, I feel you. I'm listening to it. Right. This is going to wind up in somebody.
But I knew by looking at
Abercrombie and Fitch type of store.
I knew it from the titles of on this album. The first song on the album is called Whole Phase.
Yeah. Now that might
so
not
I
be
knew
the story,
this is the one that they're going to try to have for the women and men who are still young out there partying, running to that beach bar this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong. Listen, we live in Jersey, so you're not far
Yeah.
from AC and all these.
Oh,
and
yeah, no
that's
question.
them the spots
Or
when
the
you go
shore
to the
period,
shore in
the
the
shore period,
summertime.
yeah.
The beach
Yeah.
bars.
Just the title alone.
Yeah.
Whole phase.
Yeah. The whole
Let's
phase.
be honest.
Yeah,
like
that's
you
crazy.
hear that, you be like, no,
Yeah.
it is.
No.
But not really. Like when
No.
you really think about
No,
like
but
the
yeah.
summertime.
Yeah. And you single, you run around.
Yeah.
And you don't want just one. I'm cool with not being in that life no more. I'm out of that life.
Nah,
I'm
this
just
ain't
saying.
got. You didn't make the song Drake did, but what I'm saying
But if
is
Drake would have made it during mines.
you would have been major endorsement.
Teach me, baby.
Yeah,
I don't even know what he's saying.
Okay,
Or is it beep?
I don't know. It might be listen. It's catchy. You know what I mean? But my thing is I think that once again, the diss album part of it definitely sells it.
Yeah.
I think when you hear Iceman and you realize that part of it is just him like saying like, I was too nice for too long.
Yeah, and I'm cold. I'm being cold right now.
Now I'm being cold.
Because I feel like my feelings is hurt.
Bro, remember when Kendrick did They Not Like Us? Where was he at? It was like this big concert.
It's LA.
Russell Westbrook,
LeBron, that's what he's talking about with LeBron. Yeah.
DeMar.
It was like a 4-hour pop-up concert.
Crazy. And did They Not Like Us like 7-8 times.
Bro, if you put the stream on it, it lasts for 4.5 hours.
It's like, y'all ain't rappers, right? But y'all took the time to jump into the moment. Like we didn't have a relationship. Like I wasn't cool with you, Russ. Like I'm not cool with you, LeBron. Like I'm not cool with you, DeMar. Like I talk about you, playing for Toronto.
LeBron hurt him the most because
Yeah.
they had a relationship.
Don't he got a tattoo or something with 23 on him?
I don't know.
I think he does.
That's weird though. But
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
He got a tattoo because he got a tattoo of Lil Wayne too. Like, come on.
Now you judging.
Shit weird, man.
What makes it weird? I'm not saying I'm in the, if you can call it weird, you can explain why it's weird. What makes it weird?
I'm telling you. What other man you gonna put on your body and they still alive?
No, nobody.
All right.
But
I don't
it
ever
ain't
see,
even
hey,
about
listen,
it ain't even about
I don't
it.
ever,
First of all,
I don't ever see me putting another man on my body, first of all, anyway.
right.
You know what? Listen,
Not your boy.
I ain't doing it.
Yeah. No. I get it. I definitely get that. I'm gonna say from the place of if that one, like you just said, it hurt him the most, I understand it if he does have the tattoo.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Because if he has that, if that's accurate,
Yeah.
I'm not saying to which that's what I heard. It is what it is.
Starting shit. There you go.
Not at all.
There you
Not at
go.
all. Not at all. I'm not even
There you
young
go.
enough to listen.
Starting shit.
No, what I won't do is quote where I heard something like that from. But I will
You're
say
not
that
gonna
if that
cite your
is
source
accurate,
because you don't have to. Say the essay.
Yeah. No, if I had a concrete joint for you, I'd tell.
Yeah.
I'd tell
And
you.
if you don't want to tell, so what?
No,
That's what
no.
you heard.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
what I
didn't
heard.
say that's what it was.
Not at all.
But I've heard that he
you're
had a
right.
Lil Wayne tattoo because while Lil Wayne was away, he was smashing his girl or something.
What?
And
And then Kendrick said something about that.
right.
Something apologizing.
But
Chat his name.
I
chat his
think
name,
what
yeah.
bothers Drake about LeBron, The Shop. Remember the show The Shop LeBron had?
Yeah.
He had an episode where Drake was on it. And the Pusha T
Which is crazy. Drake don't even do shows.
the Pusha T beef came up. And it's literally LeBron saying, I told you, don't respond. Don't even worry about responding. That you showed your loyalty there.
Yeah.
But now when we in LA and you
Yeah.
play for the Lakers and it's a
Yeah.
big thing and it's a whole LA coaches,
Yeah.
you up there dun dun dun, dun,
Bro, I'm
dun, dun, dun,
I'm understanding Iceman more and more, bro. Because it's a lot of people out there. Like, he took his time. Some people would still say when he made the album, he probably was in his feels, whatever.
That's when you make some of your best music.
But what I will say is the fact that he also put out the other two albums means to me I'm moving forward. This is why I keep saying I can't wait to hear what's next. Because he's exiting from his UMG deal.
Yeah.
He's like leaving. Okay, this is how I felt about everything that transpired when all that stuff went down with the Kendrick. Next time y'all hear me, I'm going to be with a different label. I'm going to be on a whole different type of time. But before I leave here, let me let y'all know how I felt. So that when I go to new business, it's just new business. I'm not taking old business to new business. So let's wrap it all up. We're going to wrap all this new old business up. And we're going to move on with it. So I like it.
I like it. I like how you see that. I like your summary and your perception of what's going on. And I agree.
Because he never had to respond.
No, he didn't have to.
And that's the part that we're at. He never had to. Like because you said with the situation.
He had other opportunities to do.
Absolutely.
When he was doing the Party Next Door album with the group Party Next Door, he didn't make
no
comments about it. He didn't do none of that.
No.
And some may say, well, they already had them tracks before. How did you really know?
No.
Yeah. And even if they did, they could have had the idea. He could have changed his verse. No. He knew
exactly.
I'm going to drop this.
Exactly, bro.
It's going to be a masterpiece.
Yep.
And I'm going to play chess. I'm going to win the war. They often say with Nas and Jay-Z, I keep quoting them because they always compare those beats.
Absolutely, as you should.
But they always say Nas won that battle.
Okay.
And Jay won the war.
I get it. But I can understand that assessment.
That.
I can understand.
Bro.
Unless you just wasn't around or you never understood the behind the scenes after those tracks,
right,
you might miss it. Right. And I think that's what's happening, right? Sometimes people miss it. You know how it goes, E. People get fixated on one part of it.
Yeah.
And they just see that. That analogy or that statement that you just made, Nas won the battle, but Jay won the war.
Yeah. Cam actually made that on an interview.
Because he knows. He was there. Like, you understand what I'm saying? He was like in the rap situation. Like he was, you know what I mean? And I just think that a lot of it is I think that this Iceman project situation and everything that just transpired with this is there's going to be a lot of things that go over people's head because they're going to be locked into looking for breadcrumbs, nuggets, little things that are, we got to decipher that. You see people making videos. Let me go by bar for bar, line for line. You think that Drake loves those things. I would imagine he's probably sitting around saying
they do that with a lot of artists, but he gonna get it even more. It's gonna be tenfold.
But the fact that you're doing that means that at some point or another you're gonna see my point.
Yeah.
Because right now it looks like I'm being somebody else. Bro, when I first heard about Iceman and I before I got finished listening to the album, I said, well, what is he creating, a new persona of himself? But then I understood by the end of the album, he became Iceman because he felt like he was too nice. And he had to become a person at that point or another. You know what? Now that y'all done let me know how y'all feel, let me let y'all know how I felt about that.
Yep.
So that's my thing on that, bro. So,
yeah.
Great album, man.
Yeah.
Want to get into some questions, man?
Absolutely. Let me get it on started. Welcome to another episode of Great Questions. I'm not going to say good because they're great. They're great. They're Tony the Tiger great. That's what they are. He's going to ask me a series of questions, and I'm going to have some answers for it. Let's get to it.
You gotta love a blue moon. Blue moon makes him act right. Okay.
Blue moon makes it go boom.
What makes a rap album a classic instead of just a project?
So, I think it all depends. First of all, when you ask me these questions, and I'm gonna break down, and I gotta go in depth with the situation. Some may say classics. I think classics come from all different eras.
Okay.
So I would sit there and say Illmatic is a classic. Ready to Die was a classic. You know what I mean? All Eyes on Me was a classic.
Now, did you know that when it came out, or did it take time, it matured, and you say, oh, that's a classic?
Out of the three I just named,
yes.
All Eyes on Me was much later, which was Pac's album.
Okay.
Much later.
Okay.
I mean,
later. Way later.
Much later. Yeah.
Okay.
But Illmatic, as soon as I heard it.
Okay.
And Ready to Die, within that 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
After listening over, because it was certain songs. It was only like one song that I used to skip. Illmatic was a short album, but I didn't skip anything on the album. Everybody will always say, oh, what was your least favorite?
That's a great measuring stick for me with a classic album.
Yeah.
No skips. No skips.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
why they say.
I love that terminology. Yeah.
But when I start with Ready to Die, Friend of Mine was the skip song for me.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was because of placement of where it was on the album. You see, when you're creating a masterpiece and a classic and you're an artist, you have to put certain things and be placed right. By far, on Ready to Die, my favorite beat on the album is Unbelievable.
Okay.
On the cassette tape, Friend of Mine comes on right before Unbelievable. So a lot of times, because you know how you have to fast forward.
Yeah.
Fast forward rewind wasn't good for your tapes. For the youngest don't know, we had cassette tapes. We had the fast forward rewind. It wasn't good because it could pop your tape.
Right.
You really was just supposed to rewind it and not keep stopping, rewind, and stop and rewind and stop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I would let the whole album play and then get the Friend of Mine, be like, all right, I want to hear Unbelievable that bad. Fast forward it up, play Unbelievable, then rewind the whole song. Play it again, rewind the whole song. Then I'm just rewind the part. It's unbelievable. So, Friend of Mine, Big was really spitting. It was one of his most vulgar songs on there, of course, but he was spitting. So that's why I said later I realized that was a classic.
Okay.
Illmatic, just push play.
You said right from the jump. You know.
I didn't skip a song.
So what is? But what is the thing? Like what does that for you? I mean, I understand the no skips and stuff like that, but what makes
creativity? What they're spinning about. So first of all, what hooked me to Illmatic was It Ain't Hard to Tell. However, still to this day, my favorite song on that album, right, is The World Is Yours. So at the time of what I'm looking for in hip hop, I was looking for lyrics heavy, somebody really spitting on something about something, telling a story over production that I felt that was great. To me, that is still Nas's best produced album, which was Illmatic.
Okay.
He had Pete Rock, he had Primo, he had Large Professor, he had Q-Tip. All these people were producers on that. This is your rookie album. Because of anticipation, they knew how big he was going to be. And he stepped up to the plate. So it's besides the fact of the music, when you actually know and you were studying hip-hop at that time, boom, it hit. Another one in 1995, Only Built for Cuban Links. Raekwon's album was a classic because I didn't have to skip anything.
Okay.
The creativity of Wu-Tang and the Chinese and the karate flicks that they had, whether whatever karate flicks that they had, that did everything that they was doing, you know what I mean? And really turning it to other things like the mob movies, because him and Ghost really liked the mob movies. What I liked about Raekwon, he featured Ghost. He was the first one to feature. So it was Ray's album, but he featured Ghost.
Okay.
So the creativity of that and the sound of it made it a classic to me. So again, it's understanding the artist, number one, and their body of artwork that they're creating.
Gotcha.
That makes me say that this was a classic. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it could change, though.
Yeah.
It could change. That's why I was always pretty much impressed by people like Jay-Z. Because you remember when he first started, Reasonable Doubt was a classic with a mafio, with the suits on. And the next thing you know, he was all New York again, like himself. These are people that are going into character for this particular project. So it's like Denzel don't act the same in every movie, but every time he acts in a movie, it's displayed. So that's what it was for me.
Okay.
They help create classics.
So the difference between when I hear something and it's a classic and a project, I think they all start off projects for me.
Exactly.
I think what makes them a classic eventually is how, no matter how time is changing, it still seems very relevant. Even though, maybe some of the terminology is a little bit different, the verbiage is different, because now it's aligned next to other things that don't necessarily match that verbiage, if you see what I'm saying. Like, we were saying dope back in the early 2000s, they're probably not saying dope the same way now. So when you play it, it seems a little bit different, but it's still so nasty because the things that they said in those albums and those songs, they still make so much more sense now. It was almost like, to me, a classic is a thing that's timeless in the sense that 10 years or 15 years has passed, and yet you can still put it on, and it's not just the people from that era, but it's even people now that's like, that's dope. So that's the difference between, a lot of times in a project, like I said, it sounds put together, not in a negative sense, but differently. Like there's a intended purpose, but with that. So that's just where I'm at on that one.
A perfect example of what I'm saying before, I know you gotta get into other questions, but with Illmatic is even when I went to the 30th anniversary of the album's concert and he did it in the symphony, I was watching fathers bring their sons to the concert and says, if you really want to know about hip hop, this is one of the albums you will want to start with, and come listen to what he's talking about. And they got on their Nas t-shirts. I mean, kids 13, 14 years old with their parents, and to be able to do that 30 years ago from your first album, shows that. Now, when I make the statement of I knew when I instantly heard it, of course it's going to sound like I knew what I'm talking about because it's in hindsight, right? But I really mean that because the way the album made me feel. Listening to Nas line for line, bar for bar, like that, I could literally see what he was saying. When he explains New York state of mind, laughing at bass heads, trying to sell some broken amps, like you start sitting there and be like, I remembered.
Like
I said, it's just, it was so vivid.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
I don't think I knew too many things would be classic at the beginning.
Right.
I think
that was the only thing, because it made me feel a way. It just made me feel I think in a good way.
I think I was drawn to certain things, but I think classic things, like classic cars, like classic things in general, it takes time for you to know whether or not they were classic or they were just popular in the time or they were the standard at that particular point. That's the only thing with classic to me. Like I said, projects,
But you know what it was? The reason why I treated, again, Illmatic that way is because when you listen to all the stories that Nas was telling, it reminds me of the era, what I was talking about earlier off the show when I was saying we would rewind DVDs and VCR tapes so much because we liked it. Yeah. And it became a classic to us still over time. If we see a certain movie like the scene on Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he was falling. If you cut that on, now you saying that movie a classic. Right. But you know that part is coming. You're going to remember that and laugh.
But like you said, that doesn't make it a classic.
Nah, that doesn't make it a classic.
Just make it a memorable part, you know what I mean?
That was the first hip-hop album. I don't know if I was just understanding more at the time that made me say, I understand everything he's saying, even though I've never lived that. Yeah, that's what I was.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Which rapper has done, in your opinion, the best job crossing over into the business in entertainment, coming from outside of music, or either leaving music, going outside?
So going outside, I'm going to start there first. I think that if Pac was alive, he would have been the best actor coming out of hip-hop.
Okay.
Truthfully, it's Will Smith.
Okay.
Because we're not going to act like he's not hip-hop.
Right.
If you want to go into little things, I like the performances that Method Man has grown into as an actor. Cube. Yep. If the question is about success, he's the benchmark. Because his films make money. Okay. He writes good scripts. He can be a household name. He done did kids movies. He done did movies explaining things about hood stuff, like everything. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. You know definitely benchmark. I like that.
He love comedy.
Sure.
He likes to laugh.
Sure.
Coming from what he comes to, he's not trying to write the story that, John Singleton wrote and do all that type of stuff. Right. He's doing what he's doing.
Absolutely.
So coming out, I think that when you sit back and look, especially at Cube, he was the writer for NWA anyway. So he had that vivid mind that, like, not felt like with Nas. Mm-hmm. Now, coming out of acting, going in, is Drake.
Right. I was going to say, so coming out of acting, going into it is Drake. Exactly. Yeah. And that was my whole point with that question, is that it's easier for a lot of people. Well, it's a lot more company.
Right.
Coming out of the entertainment as far as rap or something like that, going into the acting world, just using that for example. Like you said, I would think, me personally, like I said, Will Smith, incredible career outside of it, Bad Boy, all the other stuff, Philadelphia. You go all the way back to obviously the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all the other things, Independence Day, so on and so forth. His list is Ali, continuous.
And hip hop wise, not to cut you off, but I'm the DJ, he's the rapper. In hip hop is considered a classic album.
Yeah.
He's the DJ. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper.
Yeah.
At the time,
I think it's a case by case thing, person by person thing. I mean, do I think it was a good album? Yeah, I don't know. I guess whatever. It ain't a classic.
No, they look at it. But see, I understood when they said it because remember in the beginning I said it's era based.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I think it's era based and it's opinion based. Period. Because there's some of these albums I might say, and this another person might be like that, bro.
Because who did they? Yes, that was them talking about. They was talking about. They wanted Jaz-O to really be like the next Fresh Prince. But Jazz is Jazz. Jaz-O is Jaz-O. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes you're
right.
Right.
No, but that's how the industry was trying to.
I believe it, bro. I'm still like, it's just still like.
That's why they came out
like,
they came out with the song Hawaiian Sophie and all that.
Yeah.
They talked about that in the interview.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Bro, a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
So what I mean in hip hop, why they consider that a classic album? Because even in time in music, in hip hop, he was an artist that they looked at. He's going to sell records
once again
on the business side.
Once again,
but in the real sound of hip hop, it was dope as hell. For
once
hip-hop,
again,
though,
case by case, person by person.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't debating that.
Yeah,
no, I'm just saying.
So that's my thing with that situation. Yeah, Drake definitely is in rare air. Coming from the acting world into the rap space and doing what he was doing. We've seen a lot of other. T.I. even did a left and went into the comedy space, came back into the rap space.
And he was an actor.
And everybody who talk exactly. And everybody talks about, that's why I say like any actor as well, you know what I mean? Drake is in rare air. Because everybody, when they want to get ready to talk something crazy about Drake, notice the first thing that they go to? Degrassi. Mm-hmm. Everybody goes that way. Everybody goes that way. And it's funny because I always say they don't even realize the rare air that he is in. Most people went the other way. They were established in one space and then went the other.
But what it is I think they do notice it, and some just they don't like him because they got personal relationships with him.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, there's reason for not, but I'm just saying a lot of times they pick and pop, but it's not. I think they think it's a weak spot for him, so they attack it. Is what I'm saying. So when they talk about that, I think it's from that place of it being viewed as, oh yeah, you was on Degrassi. But other people left and went and did movies, and what does that mean? You know what I mean? So it's a different situation. We'll make this the last one because we definitely covered the classic joint. Which current rapper do you think will still be respected 20 years from now?
Current rapper? The same people that we were just talking about. Drake, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, every generation and every so of J. Cole, they keep creating. It's a group of artists, that come out that they'll still talk about. You know what I mean? Again, if we was asking this question 20 years ago, I would have said Nas. 30 years later, he's still touring shows with his first album. Mm-hmm. He's learned. Some people learn how to become the owner of the team. So a person like Jay, if you're just talking about hip hop or both of them, they still their bars are going to always live. But I think what keeps them so much more relevant is just what they've done as moguls and as businessmen. Period, and it's still hip hop.
Yeah. That's irrelevant, like you said. But the question is
because it all defines their career. So that's what makes the relevance of it, because now they're giving you it, they're delivering it. You see what I'm saying? So if you're talking about music wise, just strictly music,
the question is respected. Respect, not so much relevant. Relevancy is one of those things that just happen if you continue to put yourself out there in certain things. Respected is different.
Oh yeah,
that was the question.
Yeah, I think today Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. You're gonna have other artists. You said 20 years from now.
Yes.
New artists, a lot of even new artists that might be just dropping now. You know, I can't think of everybody's name, but those are definitely, I believe they'll still be there.
Okay.
Not necessarily making music, but they'll be respected.
I will say this. Those who make major contributions to anything generally stay in a position to be respected because most of those people elevate to a level where people look to them for their expertise, their opinions. You know what I mean? What do you think I should do with this? Like you go and talk to a person like a Jay-Z or a Nas, not because they're doing a whole lot of things right now in the music space, but they're so respected in that. Mm-hmm. And there's so many things that they've seen, so many things that they've been a part of, so many things that they are a part of right now behind the scenes that we don't know. So I think a lot of it comes from developing the concept of I am bigger than just this thing. Mm-hmm. And those people who have found a way, in my opinion, to carve out that, that image of themselves, right? I think those people hang on to respect for a very long time. So whoever those names are, like you said, I agree with you. Short of anything being catastrophic to their careers where they just do something where they get canceled, I still think that there's a level of respect for what their craft is and how they approach it.
Absolutely.
So it's different. You say what you want to say about an R. Kelly, but you got to respect the fact that the music that he made, you danced to at some point or another before everything changed.
A lot to
So, that's one of those things. So you can take us out of there on that one, though, brother.
That was another episode of Great Questions, where P asked me a serious questions, and they were great. All right. And this has been episode
234, brother.
234, right? 234 of the Porch Podcast. Do remember, you can hear this episode and any and every episode we ever created on all your favorite podcast streaming sites. Also, like, iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere you listen at. Pete, tell them where they can see us at.
You can catch us each and every week right on your YouTube, on our YouTube channel at The Porch Podcast. Remember, if you have not done so already, please hit that like button, that share button. Leave comments as we respond to each and every last one of them. Appreciate you and tuning in, as we say, each and every week, because we know that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate you. It's been episode number 234, man.
234. You
know what I mean? Check out those albums if you haven't got a chance, man. Drake ICEMAN. I guess the brother's back, and he's colder than ever. We see y'all on the next one, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Who on the porch? Let's go.